much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz where the more obscure your knowledge, the better your chances of winning. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, my name is Willis. This is my dad, Peter, and we are from Westcliff-on-Sea in Essex.
Couple number two.
Hi, my name is Cam. This is my husband, Simon, and we've come from Worcester today.
Couple number three.
I'm Chris. This is my brother-in-law, Jim, and we're from Sheffield.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, I'm Tom. This is my not-so-wicked stepmother, Helena, and we've come from Rotherham.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very much, all of you. A very, very warm welcome to Pointless. Wonderful to have you with us. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. He's got his soapbox with him today, which is handy because I could do with something to stand on. It's my Pointless friend. It's Richard.
Afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon
Good
to
afternoon.
you. Oh, we have got Sheffield versus Rotherham on those last two podiums. Goodness me, all police leave cancelled. That is going to be quite a struggle, I suspect. And what a show we had last time, Lawrence and Louise. And horse racing was essentially the jackpot round. And Lawrence managed to pick two pointless horses that he won money on in the 90s, won £3,250 on the last show. So that's not a bad accumulator, I think.
An eventuator.
Yeah, an eventuator. There you go.
There we are. Well, thank you very much. As you gathered, Louise and Lawrence won the jackpot, which means we start off today's show with a beautiful little bijou jackpot of £1,000. There it is. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. There's only one thing you have to remember, but at all times, please do not forget, it is the pair with the highest score at the end of each round that gets eliminated, so keep your scores low and you will be fine. Best of luck to all four pairs. Our first category today is food. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns cakes and biscuits.
Oh, that's about time, isn't it?
That's about time.
Oh, let's just think about it for a moment. Yeah, we're about to put the names of 4 different recipes from the BBC Food website up on the board. We're looking for any ingredient in any of those recipes, please. So any ingredient you might find in any of the 4 recipes.
Good luck. Let's have a look at those recipes. Here they come. BBC Food's gingerbread men, Emily Angle's Millionaire's shortbread, James Martin's Classic Victoria sponge cake, and the Hairy Biker's Battenberg cake. I'll read those again. BBC Food's gingerbread men, Emily Angle's Millionaire's shortbread, James Martin's Classic Victoria sponge cake, and the Hairy Biker's Battenberg cake. There we go. Willis, welcome to Pointless. I think you are the first Willis we have had on Pointless in nearly 1,400 episodes. Tell us all about yourself, Willis.
So, hi, my name is Willis. I'm a window cleaner.
There you go. Willis, the window cleaner. How long have you been cleaning windows, Willis?
Not too long, just under a year now. Took a slight change after coming out of recruitment.
OK, and you thought, I can't deal with recruitment any longer. I need a bucket and a sponge and a van. How'd you get about?
Van, yeah.
Van.
I don't drive myself, but...
Well, a window cleaner with a chauffeur? That is some window cleaning, isn't it?
Or are you cleaning windows? Palaces?
OK, Willis, look at these wonderful things. Do you cook at all?
Not at all, no.
OK.
This is probably one of the worst rounds we could have got, I think, for both of us.
OK.
So I think I'm going to put the pressure on you, Dad. And I'm going to go with quite an obvious answer, I think.
You don't even have to say which recipe you're talking about.
Okay.
You can just throw an ingredient out there.
I'll go with butter.
Butter. Willis says butter. Let's see how many of our 100 people said butter too. You're absolutely right, Willis. Butter very much in there. 55 is what it scores. Gets us off to a good start.
Yeah, and that's in all 4 of the recipes, butter. Just suppose it would be.
Cam, welcome to Pointless. Tell us all about yourself, Cam.
I'm a primary school teacher, teaching children the age 8 to 9, and my favourite hobby is horse riding.
Very nice indeed. And all your 8 to 9-year-olds will all be watching, cheering you on.
Yep, no pressure.
Cam, do you cook?
I do,
This is good.
but it's made me nervous.
Have you made any of these things?
I've made everything except for the Battenberg cake, but
Yeah.
not necessarily these recipes.
No, obviously, yes.
So I've got an idea, but I'm worried it's not in these recipes.
What are you thinking?
Oh, I think I should go for it. Oh, you want my answer? Sorry.
Well, I mean, any time you like, Cam.
Okay. My answer is muscovado sugar.
Muscovado sugar. OK, let's find out if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said muscovado sugar. It's right. 55 is the only score we have at the moment. Can you pass it? Very well done indeed. 1 for muscovado sugar.
Yeah, muscovado sugar or soft brown sugar.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, Chris, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself.
I'm happily and delightfully retired, having spent many years being a dentist.
And your retirement consists of what? Paint a picture for us, Chris.
Travelling,
Ah.
holidays,
Ah.
going out eating.
Ah.
I like cooking, but not desserts.
Ah. But you know what your way around a pantry. About
Oh, yes, yes,
yeah,
a
an
pan.
ingredient. OK, what are you thinking, Chris?
Well, the last time I had millionaire's shortbread, I'm fairly certain it was coated with chocolate.
So you're going to go for chocolate?
I'm going to go for chocolate.
OK, let's see how many of our 100 people said chocolate. Chocolate's right. 55 is the high score and you pass it. 1 is our low score. And you're on 14. Very well done indeed, Chris.
I mean, that seems quite a low score.
Doesn't
to me
it?
For millionaire's shortbread. Seems to be like a main constituent part of it. Emily Angle suggests using dark chocolate. Of those 4, that would be my favourite, the millionaire's shortbread.
I'll be with you every inch of the way.
Yeah.
OK, right. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Tom, welcome to Pointless. Great to have you here from Rotherham. Tell us all about yourself, Tom.
I'm Tom. I've just finished my degree in physics at
Well
the
done.
University of Sheffield.
Very well done indeed. So 3, 4 years? 3 years?
3 years, yes.
Are you going to stay on and do anything else? Or
I'm going into teaching next year.
are you? Teaching physics?
Yes, GCSE level, so 11 to 16.
OK, well, very, very best of luck with that, Tom. Now,
you.
what are you going to go for? What ingredient? Do you cook at all, Tom?
I do like to cook, yes. I like to bake as well. I'm stuck between 2, but seeing as Battenberg's my favourite cake in the whole wide world, I'm going to go with marzipan.
Marzipan, says Tom. Let's see how many of our 100 people said marzipan. Marzipan's right. 55, still the high score there. And you pass it. Down to 18 for marzipan. Well done, Tom.
Well played, Tom. It's a slender 4-point lead for Sheffield over Rotherham at the moment. Yeah, marzipan. They used to call it marchpane. They still do occasionally.
Yeah, they do sometimes, don't they? This is a ludicrous thing because the hairy bikers are just some of the best cooks. They are amazing. They cook beautifully and they are wonderful, wonderful people. But when you see hairy bikers Battenberg cake, I just find myself thinking I'd be eating it quite cautiously. I just think I'm going to find a beard hair. That's what I'm thinking.
I agree 100%.
I had to get that off my chest, sorry. Now, well done. We're halfway through the round. Let's have a look at those scores. Cam, can you believe that?
No.
Can you believe that?
Very exciting.
1. Very well done. Cam and
you.
Simon, reigning supreme. Then we travel up to 14. Chris and Jim, also looking pretty good. 18 is where we find Tom and Helena. Oh, Willis and Peter. I'm sorry, you're way out ahead there on 55. Now, Peter, Willis kind of gave the game away, said it wasn't going to be a good round for you either. So, good luck.
Thank you.
Is all I'm going to say. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? Helena, a very warm welcome to Pointless.
you.
Lovely to have you with us. Tell us all about yourself, Helena.
Thank you very much. I'm a police officer. I work in Barnsley, been in the police for the last 22 years. But outside of policing, I love walking. I've got a chocolate lab, so love walking with the dogs.
Very nice. And there's plenty of beautiful places to walk around Rotherham.
Yes, well, we're on the edge of the Peak
Yeah,
District,
absolutely.
so
Yeah.
it's lovely
Beautiful.
walking.
Wonderful. OK, Helena, you're on 18. At this stage, if you were to score 36 or less, you'd be into round 2. What are you thinking? Do you bake?
My husband's going to kill me. He does all the cooking in our house, everything. But I love eating. Yeah, so I'm between 2 answers. I've probably because I only need to get less than 36, I'll probably go for keep it simple and go for icing sugar.
Icing sugar, says Helena. Here is your red line. Let's see if you can get below that with icing sugar. Very well done. You have, Helena. Oh, with room to spare. Down it goes to 14, taking your total up to 32.
Well played, Helena. Yeah, that's used in the Victoria sponge cake and the Battenberg cake.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Jim, welcome back. Now, so, Jim, you lived in New Zealand.
I did for 3 years.
What were you doing out there?
Well, the company I worked for had a joint venture company with New Zealand Steel, so I ran the joint venture company.
That's
for
quite
3
fun.
years. Oh, it was fantastic.
What a lovely excuse to get to. Had you been to New Zealand before?
I had once, yes, because my daughter moved there in 2008 and I started in 2011.
Oh, so that's perfect and coincidental.
Completely coincidental, and what was even more coincidental, my other daughter had moved there the month before.
I mean, you must have been tempted to stay, mustn't you?
Well, I came home because I thought I got a job when I came home.
Jim, you are on 14, which means 40 or less gets you into the next round.
Yes.
How are you in the kitchen?
I'm good at eating, I'm good at washing up.
Good.
But I'm cooking.
OK, this bit.
I've never cooked any of these.
Total mystery.
We love James Martin, though. So I'm thinking how he might approach that and starting from the basics. If I said the obvious ones, we'd be out, Chris, so I'm going to go,
Go on.
raspberries.
Raspberries. OK, here is your red line. Putting me in mind of the raspberry layer there, in fact, in the sponge cake. OK, let's see how many of our 100 people said raspberries. Let's see if it's right. It is right. And you're through. And it's a pointless answer. Very well done indeed, Jim. That's what you came back from New Zealand for. That adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £1,250, scores you nothing, leaves your total at 14. Very, very well done indeed.
Well played, Jim. And as you said, yes, in James Martin's Victoria sponge cake.
Thank you very much indeed. Simon, welcome.
Hello.
Good to have you here. Simon, tell us all about yourself.
I'm Simon from Worcester. I'm a store assistant at our local discount supermarket. One of my passions is my Land Rover, which I absolutely love.
Do you like driving it off-road? Is that the thing? Or
I was hoping to, especially last winter, because the previous winter I would have made a fortune.
How would you have made a fortune?
Well, towing people out of ditches and
Oh, I see what you
that sort of thing.
I see. I thought, wow, he's into some amazing off-road
I wish
contest
I could
thing.
afford to put the paddles right after I've dented it, but no, I don't compete in it.
OK, now, Simon, you have to score 53 or less to get through to the next round.
Yep. Vanilla essence.
Nice. Very good indeed. Surely you're getting a double nod from Jim and Chris. There you are. If you get below that red line with vanilla essence, you are into the next round. Let's see how many of our 100 people said vanilla essence. It's absolutely right. And Simon, through you go to round 2. Down to 2. Very well done indeed. Scoring 3 on that second podium as their total. Simon and Cam, fantastic.
What a performance on podium too. Terrific stuff, yeah. Often alcoholic vanilla essence.
Happy days.
That I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, it comes in those tiny bottles, though, so
yeah,
it'll take a while to get drunk.
Thank you very much. So, Peter, welcome.
Thank you.
Westcliff-on-Sea is home to you. Tell us all about yourself, Peter.
So I'm a sales manager for a company that provides modular buildings.
Very interesting. And what do you do when you're not doing that, Peter?
We both enjoy watching West Ham play. Sorry, we both watch West Ham play. We don't always enjoy it. But we've seen some... I mean, when Willis was younger, I think we saw a 6-0 loss, and then a 4-0 loss, and then another 4-0 loss all in a row.
Did you think, what have I've introduced my child to this? Yeah. Oh, well. Now, Peter, after that story, I'm sorry I haven't got something more uplifting for you, but I'm afraid you're on 55 already, and you are our high scorers, even before you've given your answer. Yeah, you profess not to know anything about cooking. I bet you've got a pointless answer in there, Peter.
Pink food colouring. Isn't Battenberg pink?
Yeah,
Some of it.
listen,
So
pink food colouring. Pink. It's got to come from somewhere. Pink food colouring. Let's see if that's right. There's no red line for you, I'm afraid, Peter, as you're the high scorers. Let's see how many people said pink food colouring. Let's see if it's right. It is right. Down to 12. Not bad at all. That's a very good score, Peter. Good lateral thinking there. 67 is your total.
Well played, Peter. They actually list it as red food colouring, which seems doesn't seem right to me, but you're absolutely right because of that pink colour in a Battenberg cake. Now, there's 5 pointless answers. We've had one already, which was raspberries. Let's take a look at the others. Now, in the Battenberg cake, it's got apricot jam, of course. That's what they kind of put in between the marzipan and the sponge, isn't it? Condensed milk, not evaporated milk, of course. Oil, it's a pointless answer. But there's raspberries, but raspberry jam. So I don't know what he's doing with the raspberries.
It's garnished. Goes on top.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd have thought. Icing sugar in a sieve. Bang, 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 bang.
Yes.
And then he looks at it and he thinks, I know what that needs. 4 raspberries. North, south, east, west.
I'm going to look it up. You sure he doesn't put them in the middle with the jam?
No, because then it would be lumpy, like Princess and the Pea.
Well, I'm going to look it up.
OK.
Then you'll be sorry. Those are the pointless answers. Let's take a look at the top 3 scorers. Ones that most of our 100 people said. Egg would have scored you 62. Caster sugar, 65. Plain flour up the top there on 78.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we are at the end of our first round. We have to say goodbye to one of our pairs. Peter and Willis, I am afraid you are that pair. You'll be back, though. Oh, how you'll be back. Next time you're on, I'm sure you will soar through to the final. But in the meantime, thank you very much for playing today, Peter and Willis. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it is now time for round 2. Very, very well done, all of you. A chef's hat to each one. You made it through round 1. Jim, not just made it through, but a pointless answer. Look at that, raspberries.
Skin of teeth come to mind there.
No, but it wasn't. It was an inspired guess. And you were getting into the mind of James Martin, celebrity chef James Martin.
Jim, can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
What do you think he does with the raspberries?
I think he makes the raspberry jam out of them.
No, because raspberry jam is a whole separate ingredient.
But I didn't know whether that was in the Battenberg.
So what? No, that's apricot jam.
What about if he put buttercream in the middle?
Oh, be quiet.
Sorry.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Buttercream with raspberries in
That's
it. But
exactly
then what's
it.
he doing with the raspberry jam? Just licking the spoon? That's got to go somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, dear. Anyway, listen, Cam and Simon, by the way, very well done to you. Lowest combined scores in that round.
Thank you.
Superb play. You've all been brilliant, all of you. Even you, Helena and Tom, about whom I have nothing to say. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 this afternoon is sporting surnames. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second?
Yeah.
And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And the question concerns famous people who share their surnames with England footballers. Richard.
Yeah, 6 clues on each board. The famous people, they happen to share a surname with people who played at least 15 times for England. Who are these famous people, please? 6 on the first board, 6 on the second, 12 in all to guess at home. Good luck.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our first board of 6 people who share their surnames with England footballers. And here they come. American football wide receiver who joined the New York Giants in 2014, Odell Blank. World War I poet who wrote Dulce et Decorum Est, Wilfred Blank. English novelist who wrote the 18th century novel Moll Flanders, Daniel Blank. Director of the films Bridget Jones' Diary and Bridget Jones' Baby, Sharon Blank. Presenter who took over as host of the Radio 2 Breakfast Show in 2019, Zoe Blank. And St. Lucian-born Nobel Prize-winning poet, Derek Blank. I'm going to read all of those again. American football wide receiver who joined the New York Giants in 2014, Odell Blank. World War I poet who wrote Dulce et Decorum Est, Wilfred Blank. English novelist who wrote the 18th century novel Moll Flanders, Daniel Blank. Director of the films Bridget Jones' Diary and Bridget Jones' Baby, Sharon Blank. Presenter who took over as host of the Radio 2 Breakfast Show in 2019, Zoe Blank. And St. Lucian-born Nobel Prize-winning poet, Derek Blank. There we are. Cam. Cam,
Yes.
can you follow up that fantastic low score
No.
from round one?
No, because this is my worst nightmare. I'm going to go for Wilfred Owen.
Wilfred Owen, says Cam. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Wilfred Owen. It's right. Down that goes to 33. Very well done indeed, Cam. Good start to the round. 33 for Wilfred Owen.
Well played, Cam. Great answer. It's not really a sport round, this one. It pretended it was, and it's not. It's just some famous people.
Yeah.
And, of course, he shares a surname with Michael Owen. Or I should say Michael Owen shares a surname with Wilfred Owen. Because Wilfred Owen was first.
Indeed.
That's true. There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Jim, what are you going to go for?
I will go, I think, for the English novelist who wrote Moll Flanders, Defoe.
Daniel Defoe. Daniel Defoe says Jim. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It's right. 33 is the only score we have at the moment, and you passed that. 31. 31 for Daniel Defoe.
Yeah, it shares the name of Jermaine Defoe, of course. He wasn't originally called Daniel Defoe. He was originally called Daniel Foe. And he added the "de" to make him sound more gentlemanly.
Ah, interesting. Now then, Helena.
Hello.
Helena, this board's all yours.
I know.
Do you feel like having some fun here? And just answering all the questions?
I'm just literally making up footballers' names because I only know the complete obvious one, which is the one I may have to go for. So I'm trying to think, does Shearer fit in anyway? I'm thinking Shearer, Robson. But I don't know any of the others. So I'm going to have to hope Thomas rescues us on the next round and say Zoe Ball.
You're going to go for Zoe Ball. OK, well, let's see how many of our 100 people said Zoe Ball. It's right. 84. 84 for Zoe Ball.
Yeah, shares the name with Alan Ball, of course, played in the 1966 World Cup final. Now, do you know any of those? I worry about you on these.
I don't, I'm afraid.
OK, I'll take you through them. American football fans will know this one. It's Odell Beckham. Amazingly. He did the greatest catch of all time in the NFL. People call it that. That's when he first came to prominence over here. 8 points for Odell Beckham. The director of Bridget Jones' Diary, etc., shares a name with Harry Maguire, Sharon Maguire. 7 points for that. And the St. Lucian-born Nobel Prize-winning poet is Derek Walcott. Would have scored you 5 points. Shares a name with Theo Walcott.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we are halfway through our second round. Let's have a look at those scores. 31, the best score of the past. Well done, Jim. 33 is where we find Cam and Simon. 84 is where we find Helena and Tom. So I'm afraid you are a little bit ahead there. So, Tom, Helena is going to rely on you. I hope we can all rely on you to find a lovely low score on this next board. Good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 6 more clues up on the board, and here they are. All these people share their names with England footballers. Northern Irish pentathlete who won Olympic gold in 1972, Mary Blank. Member of the British music group The Last Shadow Puppets, Miles Blank. Actor who played Hercule Poirot in the 1974 film Murder on the Orient Express, Albert Blank. Scottish ballet dancer with Sadler's Wells, who starred in the 1948 film The Red Shoes, Moira Blank. 18th century cotton pioneer and inventor of the spinning jenny, James Blank, and English sculptor, 1898 to 1986, known for his semi-abstract reclining figures, Henry Blank. I'm going to read those all again. Northern Irish pentathlete who won Olympic gold in 1972, Mary Blank. Member of the British music group The Last Shadow Puppets, Miles Blank. Actor who played Hercule Poirot in the 1974 film Murder on the Orient Express, Albert Blank. Scottish ballet dancer with Sadler's Wells, who starred in the 1948 film The Red Shoes, Moira Blank. 18th century cotton pioneer and inventor of the spinning jenny, James Blank. And English sculptor, 1898 to 1986, known for his semi-abstract reclining figures, Henry Blank. Tom.
Hi.
Tom, how do we like this board of clues?
Not very much. I think I know one, but I'm not sure. I mean, 84 is better than 100, but I'm going to go for Miles Kane.
Miles Kane, says Tom. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Miles Kane. It's absolutely right. Down he goes to 10. Very well done indeed, Tom. 94 is your total. You might have done enough there.
That's a great answer, Tom. Well done. Yeah, giving yourself a chance there. He's in that band with Alex Turner. So
yes.
a Sheffield concern there.
Very nice. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Chris. On 31 you are. 62 or less is what you need.
I think I shall go for the bottom one and say Henry Moore.
Henry Moore, says Chris. Here is your red line. Can you get below that with Moore? Let's find out. It's right. You've done it. And down it goes to 20. Very well done indeed. 51, your total.
Nicely played. Yeah, of course, shares the name with Bobby Moore. The statue of Bobby Moore at the new Wembley.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Simon. Simon, this board is all yours.
Yes.
Do you fancy talking us through it?
Well, top one, I think I know. Mary Peters. Third one is Albert Finney. Fourth one, I wouldn't have a clue. And also the fifth one, I'm trying to think of an inventor and I cannot, for the life of me, remember that. So I'm going to go Mary Peters.
Mary Peters, says Simon. Here is your red line. Can you get below this with Mary Peters? Let's find out. It's right. Good enough. 32 is your score, 65 your total.
Well played, Simon. A bit of Mary Peters, of course. Martin Peters, she shares her name with. You're quite right about Albert Finney. It's a slightly bigger scorer. Scored you 40. Shares the name with Tom Finney. Now, Moira...
There's our Shearer.
There's our Shearer. Yeah, Moira Shearer.
Moira Shearer.
She would have scored 10, and this is bang in the middle of my O-level history. Spinning Jenny. James Hargreaves would have scored you 5 points. Shares the name with Owen Hargreaves.
Thank you, Richard. So at the end of our second round, we have to say goodbye to another pair. I'm afraid, Tom and Helena, it is you. We will see you again next time, though. And I'm sure we'll do much better then. But meantime, thank you very much, Tom and Helena.
Thank you.
But for the remaining two pairs, it is now time for the head-to-head. Very well done, Jim, Chris, Cam, Simon. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for the jackpot, currently standing at £1,250. But here we are, head-to-head. You can play as a pair, first pair to win 2 questions. We'll be playing for the jackpot.
Well, I'm sort of glad it's not a Sheffield v Rotherham head-to-head, because that really would have been...
feathers would have flown,
Helena was a police officer, so the Sheffield boys would be under arrest within seconds for some misdemeanour. It's going to be good, isn't it?
Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. Here comes your first question, and the first question today is all about Alfred Hitchcock films with one-word titles. Richard.
Yeah, just going to show you 5 visual clues now to Alfred Hitchcock films with one-word titles. We'll show you the year of release as well. But what are these films?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal the 5 visual clues. Here they come. We have got A, 1960. B, 1964. C, 1929. D, 1940. And E, 1948. There we are, 5 clues to Hitchcock films with one-word titles. Jim and Chris, you're our low scorers, so you get to go first.
A, D, and D. B is the birds. No, sorry, no, it's not. I don't know. Tightrope is E. I don't know C. OK, then we'll go with that.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. Yes, okay. I think we'll go for D and say Rebecca.
Rebecca, say Jim and Chris for D. Now then, Cam and Simon, do you fancy talking us through the rest of the board?
No. You know
Definitely
what?
no A.
Tell us.
Psycho.
They're all before we were born.
Yes, thank goodness.
You know they're really famous films, though, right? You know they still exist in the world.
B could be the birds. Oh, it's one word.
That was my problem.
No.
OK, let's get an
go with
answer.
A, Psycho.
You're going to go with Psycho. So we have Rebecca and we have Psycho. Jim and Chris said Rebecca for D. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It's right. Down that goes to 20. Very well done indeed. 20 for Rebecca. Meanwhile, Cam and Simon have gone A, Psycho. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Psycho. It's right. Now then, 20 is what you have to beat, and 23 is where you end up. Very well done, though. Two very good answers there. Jim and Chris, you just get out ahead there, and that means after one question, you are up 1-0.
Yes, Stuart Pearce just getting beaten there by Rebecca Adlington. Let's fill the rest of these in. E, you can probably have a good crack at.
Rope.
Rope, yeah. That would have scored 53 points. And B, you have to guess a Hitchcock film, but that is Marnie from Geordie Shore and Celebrity Big Brother. So Marnie is the answer there. 17 points for that. And C is the best answer.
Blackmail.
Blackmail is the answer. The first British-made talkie, that was. 13 points for that.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, here comes your second question, Cam and Simon. You have to win this one to stay in the game, so good luck.
Okay.
Our second question this afternoon is all about New Orleans.
Yeah, 5 clues now to facts about the city of New Orleans.
OK, let's reveal the 5 New Orleans facts, and here they come. We have got US state it is situated in, street in the French Quarter named for a French royal house, noted for bars such as the Old Absinthe House, festival celebrated with elaborate parades that run from Epiphany to the start of Lent, Pulitzer Prize-winning play by Tennessee Williams set in New Orleans, and the city's airport was renamed after this jazz musician in 2001. I'll read those all again. US state it is situated in, street in the French Quarter named for a French royal house, noted for bars such as the Old Absinthe House, festival celebrated with elaborate parades that run from Epiphany to the start of Lent, Pulitzer Prize-winning play by Tennessee Williams set in New Orleans, and the city's airport was renamed after this jazz musician in 2001. OK, Cam and Simon, feel free to confer.
Well, the festival is Mardi Gras. OK. Well, we know that one. City's airport. Right.
OK, what are you going to go for, Cam and Simon?
We're going to go for the festival celebrated is Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras, say Cam and Simon for the festival. Now then, Jim and Chris, do you fancy talking us through the rest of that board?
We'll have a go. It's in Louisiana, that's the state. The streets in the French Quarter. My wife and I stayed there last year, and I can't remember what it was called. The Mardi Gras, I think it's Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, the next one. But we'll go for Louis Armstrong Airport.
Louis Armstrong. So we have Mardi Gras and we have Louis Armstrong. Cam and Simon said Mardi Gras for the festival. Let's see how many of our 100 people got that. Mardi Gras is absolutely right. Down it goes to 45. Meanwhile, Jim and Chris have gone for Louis Armstrong. The city's airport was named after in 2001. Let's find out if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Louis Armstrong. It's right. And it wins the point for you. Very well done. Down that goes to 21. Jim and Chris, that means after only 2 questions, you are straight through to the final 2-0.
Yeah, very nicely done indeed. You are right about the state it's situated in. That is Louisiana. That would have scored you 37 points. You were wrong about Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Oh.
Not that place. So good you didn't go for it. It was A Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh, of course. Yes.
And that would have scored you 15. Now, this street is immortalised in many sort of jazz...
Bourbon
Bourbon
Street.
Streets. Yeah, there you go. Bourbon Street.
Look at that.
11
Beautiful.
points.
Thank you very much indeed. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, Cam and Simon, I'm afraid it is you. You have played so well, though, right across the show. Lovely low scoring from you on your second podium there. Superb. We'll see you again next time, which is great news, because I'm sure we'll see you in the head-to-head again. Then maybe you can take it one step further into the final.
Never
Anyway,
know.
thank you very much indeed.
Thank
Cam
you
and
very
Simon,
much.
great podium. But for Jim and Chris, it is now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Jim and Chris. You have seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy.
Exactly what we came for.
You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £1,250. £250 on that jackpot there.
Raspberries.
Came from you.
Yeah.
Yes, with your raspberries. We still don't know. The jury is still out as to what precise use those raspberries are put to.
People at home will know by now.
Oh, they'll know by now.
They're laughing at one of us.
Social media will be terrible now.
Oh, can you imagine it? It'll be hashtag James Martin's raspberries.
Yeah.
I still think Xander's right.
Do you?
Yes.
I bet you £1,250 is not.
You're on.
Half of that is mine, yeah.
Steady now. Well, listen, you started off with a pointless answer. Can you finish with one? What do you want to see? What's going to come up on that board that's going to help
Something we
you?
can answer.
OK, nice.
I've no idea.
Well, you know what happens. You get to choose your category from the 4 we put up. And here is the board of 4. The year 1969, ABBA, Rugby Union Grand Slams, and Aardman Animation's feature films.
Well, we'll forget
What do we
ABBA.
think?
Yeah.
Rugby Union Grand Slams could be Aardman Animations, be voices and whatever, won't it? What about 69?
Well,
Summer
either
of 69.
69 or Rugby Union. What do you think?
Should we go for 69?
You're the boss.
The year 1969.
The year 1969. Richard.
Very best of luck, gents. 3 very different categories, as you suspected. We are looking for anyone credited in appearing in the Bond film On Her Majesty's Secret Service, according to IMDb. We're looking for anyone who Rod Laver beats in any of the 1969 Grand Slam tournaments. He won the Grand Slam in that year, so anyone he beat in any of those 4 tournaments. Or we're looking for any act that had a UK #1 single or album in the year 1969, according to the official charts company. So the cast of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Rod Laver's opponents, or acts who had a UK #1 single or album. Very best of luck.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. You don't have to answer all 3 categories. Just focus on whichever categories you like the look of. Are you ready?
As ready as we'll ever be.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
John would be great on the Majesty's Secret Service.
I think that was the one with the guy from Milk Tray on it.
It is,
wasn't
yeah, George Lazenby, Diana Rigg.
Yeah, you're going to have Bernard Lee.
Joanna Lumley was in it.
Oh, was she?
Yes.
I'll put her in then.
All right, yes.
What about Rod Laver? Because you've got Ken Rosewall, John Newcombe.
Yeah,
Who else can you think of?
that era.
Was Roger Taylor then? A bit
I
too
was
early,
thinking,
think.
I don't know, it was about that era, but I don't...
An act that had a UK #1 single or album.
Forget
could
that.
be anything.
Could be anything.
Could be anything, yeah.
So
we go
not John. Diana
Joanna
Rigg.
Lumley.
Yeah.
I think Diana Rigg won't be pointless.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think Joanna Lumley will
Shall
actually.
we do tennis, Rod Laver? Got 15 left. Grand Slam. I would go John Newcombe and
All right.
10 seconds left.
the other guy, Ken Rosewall. Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Ken
fine.
Rosewall won't
Yeah.
be pointless, but
No, all right, that's
okay
fine.
then,
Yeah, got 3 answers.
OK, well, there we are. And your minute is now up. There we go. Let's have your 3 answers.
So we'll go for Joanna Lumley out of the film.
Joanna Lumley.
And Rod Laver's opponents, John Newcombe and
John
Ken
Newcombe.
Rosewall.
And sorry, what was the last one?
Ken
Rosewall.
Ken Rosewall. Of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
I think Joanna Lumley.
All right, yes.
OK, Joanna Lumley, we'll put
yes.
last.
Joanna Lumley.
Least likely to be pointless?
I think John Newcombe.
John Newcombe
and
Ken
Ken Rosewall
Rosewall goes in the middle. OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order then, and here they are. We have got John Newcombe, Ken Rosewall, and Joanna Lumley. Very, very best of luck. 3 good answers there. Let's hope one of these wins that jackpot for you. Your first answer was John Newcombe. In this case, we were looking for any of Rod Laver's 1969 opponents in Grand Slam matches. This was the one you thought was probably least likely to be pointless, but let's find out if it is. How many of our 100 people went for John Newcombe for £1,250? Is it pointless?
Well,
It's right. John Newcombe now just has to take us all the way down to 0, and you leave with £1,250. We're in single figures. Still going down with John Newcombe. Still going down to 2. OK.
Good try, Jim. Good one. No, we're happy with that. Very happy with that. Good one.
And it's only a first answer as well.
Yeah.
2 more shots at that. Ken Rosewall was your next answer. Again, we're looking for Rod Laver's 1969 opponents in Grand Slam matches. If Ken Rosewall is right and is pointless, you leave here with £1,250. How many people said Ken Rosewall? It's right.
Yes.
Now, John Newcombe took us all the way down to 2. Can Ken Rosewall take us all the way down to 0? We're down into single figures, still going down with Ken Rosewall. Still, 3! Bad luck.
Worse, Jim. You're getting worse.
2 brilliant answers there, though. Lovely, lovely low single-figure scores. Sadly, we only accept pointless answers in this last round. You've gone for Joanna Lumley as your 3rd and final answer. The answer you thought was probably your best shot at a pointless answer. We're looking for cast members of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. If Joanna Lumley is pointless, she will win you £1,250. How many people said Joanna Lumley? Again, it's right. Your first answer was John Newcombe, took us down to 2. Ken Rosewall, your second, took us down to 3. Joanna Lumley went in single figures now. We're going passing 3. 2! Well, bad luck. 3 fabulous answers there, and you played incredibly well right across the show. So very, very well done. I'm sorry you didn't win the jackpot, but you get to take home a pointless trophy each. So very, very well done for
Just
that.
what you came for.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on for 2 shows, gents, and that's a brilliant performance in that jackpot round. Sorry we can't send you home with the money. Shall we take a look at the pointless answers? Nothing really on Her Majesty's Secret Service, I think, was going to upset you. Angela Schuyler, Bernard Horsfall, George Baker, who we know as Inspector Wexford, Virginia North. You mentioned George Lazenby, Diana Riggan, Bernard Lee. They all scored points, as did Desmond Llewellyn, Telly Savalas. Different people scoring points there. Now, the Grand Slam opponents, I mean, there'll be names you know here, but, you know, in that 60 seconds, I don't know. Fred Stoller and Tony Roach might have sprung up at some point. Tom Ocker, the Dutchman, and Dick Creedy were pointless answers. Rosewell and Newcombe, funnily enough, they scored 3 and 2, but they were the biggest scorers, amazingly. Roy Emerson would have scored you 2. Jimeno, Arthur Ashe and Stan Smith would have scored 1 point each. Everyone else was a pointless answer. Now, there's artists with the UK #1 single album. Some big names here. Bob Dylan had a #1 album, as did Jim Reeves. The Scaffold with Lily the Pink, that was that year. Something in the Air, Thunderclap Newman was that year. Amen Corner, Blind Faith, Bobby Gentry, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Jane Birkin and Serge Gainsbourg, Jethro Tull, Marmalade, Peter Sarsfield as well. All of those are pointless answers. Very well done if you said any of those at home.
Thanks very much, Richard, and thanks once again to Jim and Chris. I'm sorry you didn't win our jackpot today. That will therefore roll over onto the next show, when we will be playing for £2,250. Join us then, see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.